else.
That is legit the same Tupperware I give my 5-year-old daughter for school every day.
What are you saying? Say it again.
Tupperware?
Say it again. Slow.
Tupperware?
Slow. Very slow. First, say the first syllable.
Tub.
Wrong.
What do you mean?
Oh, TikTok, you wily little app. I didn't think you could sink any further, but you can. So I decided today to put a post up about Dr. King and 4 quotes that some people don't know about, and I thought it was an important thing to do. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to promote this. I haven't promoted many posts, but this seemed like one to put some money behind. So I tried to promote it, and TikTok got back to me and said that the promotion was not approved because it's a violation of community guidelines, because it is inauthentic and lacked integrity. Here we go, right here. Because I guess the truth is inauthentic and lacks integrity, and it's not creating a supportive environment on the app. Supportive environment for who, TikTok? People who want to whitewash history and propagate an idea of Dr. King that he would probably find morally repugnant? Really? Well, congratulations. You are once again perfectly reflecting the society we live in. Good job.
Yeah.
Here you go. Let me go, Corey.
It's just me and my
Yeah. Go, best friend.
Oh my God, I can't make this shit up.
I'm pathetic, I know, but I don't have to.
You just got done listening to Self-Deprecation by Spotify. Yes, the playlist that they put together in hopes to keep you. Sounds like a bad fucking breakup to me.
Wait, I have to show emotions.
Hey guys, so we just wanted to pop on here real quick because somebody called out our ignorance the other day, and we think it's really important that we address this and move forward from our mistakes. So Jami will talk a little bit about her own experience.
Yeah, I just want to share that I actually have freckles. And I know it's going to be a shock to some of you, because if I have freckles, how could I forget to include, my own identity in this conversation? But the truth is that, there's such blatant frecklephobia out there. I mean, just think about things like foundation. We normalize that so much, and that's literally teaching people with freckles to erase their own identity, okay? And I had internalized it to a point that, I didn't even think to include my own voice in this conversation, which is just so upsetting to realize. So thank you for pointing it out.
Yeah, exactly. And nowadays, it's really hard to see people just appropriating freckles, because people are just putting fake freckles on now. And it's like, how can you have bullied someone for having freckles in the past and then put it on now? And it's really just a problem that we're really glad you guys pointed out, and we'll make sure to do better next time.
I get questions like this all the time, and I think it's important to clear the air here. First, I will do a proper video on homes, I promise, but I don't own a home. Financially, me and my spouse, both of us are trans. A lot of people in the country who are trans in the United States, we just aren't in a position to buy homes and own our own property. Some of us do, but not all of us. A lot of us don't. Medical bills are really expensive here. And not all places cover everything, and it can be hard, and jobs can discriminate against you no matter what the law is where you are. It can be tough to be us. And one of the ways that society keeps you down in a systematic oppression is not giving you a chance to own a home, because property is valuable. So no, I don't know as much as I wish I could on this. I'm sorry.
Indeed they have, as men are afraid to even go near women, or, they make it...
You don't like feminism? You don't like feminist? Give it back. Give back the right to vote. Give back the right to assemble. Give back the right for medical treatment at your discretion, for the most part. Give back your right to have a bank account and credit card without a man having to give you permission and co-sign with you. Give back your right to own property and land. Give back your right to own a business without a man, again, co-signing. Give it back. For someone who doesn't like feminism or feminist, you certainly have benefited from the work. I might do a little more research in the future. Oh, and also, yeah, we've made it harder for men to abuse women. That must suck.
Girls, stop going to the good guys and putting on a front and a charade like you're ready to settle down and like you're ready to have something real, when in all reality, you're in your whore phase and all you want is the attention from everybody else. You want the
Hello, officer. I don't know you, but I'm about to read you like a book. Let me guess, this happens to you frequently. You're with a girl, the relationship seems to be going good, and then mysteriously, oh my God, she's gone. And then you have to go to your friends, and you have to go on social media, and you have to do these things and degrade her, calling her a whore. Now, I know you didn't name anyone, but I guarantee this came from personal experience. Did you know that 40% of all cops abuse their partners? Yeah, 40%. That's nearly a 50-50 fucking coin cost every time a girl gets in a relationship with a cop. That he is going to be an abuser. And sir, if you are acting and behaving this way post-relationship, I guarantee you are trying to be controlling and abusive and shenanigans in the relationship. And she got tired of your bullshit and she left. And you think that she left because she was in a whore phase because you can't admit you're the problem. Fucking do better.
Okay, here's some more books to add to your TBR list. If you haven't already checked out my first video on this, I highly suggested you, but here's some more book recommendations. Okay, first, Audre Lorde's The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House. It is a collection of essays compiled in this short book. Also, her book, Sister Outsider, is an amazing read. I'm a big fan of Audre Lorde. She's super insightful and inspirational. Kimberly Crenshaw first coined the term intersectionality in a political framework, and her books are super informative. Here's one on intersectionality. Alice Walker's In Search of Our Mother's Gardens. Alice Walker first coined the term womanist and started the womanist movement intended for Black women, Black misogyny-affected individuals. I can't be a part of the womanist movement because I'm not Black, but I'm a 100% supporter of the movement. Just a disclaimer, you don't have to read any of these books, but there's a lot of power in education being able to define and articulate beliefs, and I think this helps.
People are too much nowadays. People are too much. Back in my day, if you went to work and you didn't get a slap on the arse, you'd think you'd done something wrong. That's just how it was. It was normal. Once, I went into my manager's office and I asked him to approve my annual leave, and he said, "I will do if you give if you suck me off." Isn't that fun? I didn't do it. I said, "You cheeky beggar, how dare you?" But, you know, it was a laugh. There was nothing cynical about it.
I take my kids to protests because I want them to learn to use their privilege for justice. I let them wear what they want and go to drag queen story hours because love is love, all humans are valid, and gender is a social construct. I ask if they want hugs because I need them to know that they have consent and control over their bodies and that no means no. I teach them about racism and skin color because they are not too young to learn. I never force them to finish their plates because I want them to have a healthy relationship with food. I have them tell me their feelings by showing me inside out figurines because sometimes that's easier than putting emotions into words. And I teach them to love everyone because life is too short for hate.
It is time. We're finally going to discuss the legalization model, and then after that, we're going to discuss why workers insist we need decrim. And now that you have all this education, you're going to go forth and use the right language. This will probably be 2 videos, but hopefully not 3. Legalization brings workers closer to criminalization. I want you to keep that in mind the whole time that we talk about this. There is this idea that as long as government regulation is getting a piece of their pie, everything's good. But this is not the model for human rights. And we are humans selling a service. So that matters. Legalization is backdoor criminalization. And in my first video, I told you how criminalization is always a trap. The legalization model tries to regulate sex work. It tries to put, again, rigid framework around this service, which to some people sounds like a really great idea, but it's not. Sex is only sold in certain designated areas, meaning if you don't have access to those areas, you're selling sex illegally. That leaves you vulnerable for arrest and fines. Something else that a lot of people don't realize is to do this, you need to be registered. You need to get a license, and those licenses are yearly, and they cost between $300 and $2,500 yearly. And if you are caught working without that license, fines, arrest. So they leave you with a choice. Get registered, get the license. It's very expensive. It's a form of gatekeeping, or work illegally. I have talked to Canadian sex workers who have expressed that since becoming registered, it's been really impossible for them to travel, especially to the United States and other places, because they're on a registry. You can see what they do for a living. That's isolating. Mandatory health screening and health checks, which a lot of you are like, that sounds amazing. A lot of you civilians haven't had your dick swabbed or your vulva swabbed in the last decade. Workers are already on top of our sexual health. It's part of our job. But I'm gonna let a government official regulate it and tell me how I'm supposed to do it. Yeah, that sounds like a good fucking idea. You know, I shouldn't have to spell out to people that there's lots of reasons why people get into this work. There are disabled people. There are people trying to escape domestic violence situations, refugees, immigrants. There's lots of reasons why someone would do this work. And when you can't get into a brothel or sell sex in the designated areas, you can't keep up with the certain health checks they're expecting of you, you can't afford the license, backdoor criminalization, that still leaves people vulnerable and at harm. These models consistently leave marginalized groups of people behind while not prioritizing our safety and our rights. We are workers. This work is work. Our labor is valid.